Hey, what's up? When is it time to become a man? I'm standing in an alley right now. We just ate lunch and I was stopping at 7-Eleven real quick to get an energy drink. When is it time to become a man? I've been thinking about this for a while, and sometimes before I make a video, I just kind of let the subconscious mind reshuffle the deck. And then, like, it'll just rise to the surface, and I go, boom. This will be quick. Something happened to me on a job site last week, and I've been thinking about this for a couple years now, and I want to share it with you in hopes that maybe it'll create value. I'll tell you a story. So we're in this backyard. We trim these huge shrubs. We're cleaning up. It's the end of the day. Worked a long work day, and something happened, kind of in my personal life with people that I know, and it gave me this reference where all of a sudden I literally put down the pair of shrub trimmers and I stopped like this and I looked at my hands and it hit me hard, like really, really hard. Something I've been waiting for a while, and it's the full resolution in the consciousness. I am a grown-ass 35-year-old man. I know this, but I'm talking about the psychology. When you go from a boy into being a teenager, and then you go from a teenager to a young man, and then you start coming into your 20s, anything traumatic or micro traumas or any of that shit, anything that happened to you, maybe your parents got divorced, maybe your dad died, maybe your mom died, maybe you had a best friend overdose of drugs from drugs and alcohol, it doesn't matter what it is, it's different for everybody, but parts of our psychology can become trapped and fragmented and stuck in the past, where now you're a grown-ass man, you could be 25, and part of you is still stuck at 14, so now you're kind of sitting like on the fence in your psychology. You know you're a man and you're being a man, but part of you is still trapped as a teenager, and you might not even be aware of it. It might be trapped in it's behind the conscious mind, and it's running the show, and you're acting like a kid but a grown-ass man. Like it's very important to have fun and be childlike and to joke around. It's healthy to be like as a child, right? To smell the flowers and to play and have fun. But what hit me really, really hard now that I'm 35 is that there's part of my psychology that's trapped. Back when I was 26 and my mom died, my mom overdosed on heroin, if anybody doesn't know this, and I don't think I'm special or anything, but that was kind of traumatic to me, to sit there over a hospital bed watching my mother on life support dying. And I realized that part of me had become a victim and was carrying that on through my 20s and into my 30s and using it as an excuse for not being a man. Another thing that's very important to me to describe to you is, this is hard shit to talk about. What is your relationship with your father? I'm very lucky. I have a good father. My father is alive and well. He's always made an attempt to be in my life. No father's perfect, but I got a good dad. I do, and I love him. I was sitting having dinner with my father a couple weeks ago on a Sunday. This is gonna hit you hard, brother, so this might hit you hard. I put down my fork and I was sitting across just my father and me, and I looked in his eyes and I said, you know what? He goes, what, Keith? What? I said, Dad, look in my eyes right now. He goes, what, Keith? We're in a restaurant. Come on. Dad. I love you. I love you. I love you too, Keith. I love you too, Keith. Listen to me. I looked at my father And this is part of transformation into being a man. So what I mean is, like, if there's certain parts of you that are holding you back and you're unconsciously stuck, check this shit out. Listen to me. I said, Dad, I want to let you know you're a good father. And you were always father. And you really tried. And you did your best. And I appreciate you for that. And you're a good father right now, but I also want to look in your eyes. And I shook my father's hand and I squeezed it really, really hard, and I didn't let go. And I looked in his eyes. I said, good man. Good man. You're a good man. And in that moment, my dad, first time ever, tears, his whole body, goosebumps and tears filled up in his eyes. And we both sit there, two grown-ass men, eating dinner, shaking each other's hands, looking in each other's eyes. For the first time ever in 35 years, two grown-ass men were sitting there sharing a plate of food. And I think part of it psychologically let my father off the hook, as of not feeling like he constantly has to be this good dad and I'm his son. And what I mean by that is, I think that we hold our parents responsible. And some people do this their entire lives. Do you know any people that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s still holding their parents responsible? My dad was a shitty father. He didn't do a good job. My mom, okay, your parents, they gave birth to you, they raised you, you made it. You're doing good, right? Let your father off the hook and now be a man and treat him as a man, two men, not dad, and he's sons. Now, he's still your father and you're still his son. And I'm not claiming to be 100% right here. But think about this. If you're a father and you have a son and years go by and now your son is grown up and he's constantly still looking to you to be, you're like, okay, I'm like, I know that I'm your dad, but you're a grown-ass man now. Do you get what I'm saying here? What is it? What type of psychological triggers have to be set, or do we have to get until we finally realize that we are 100% grown up, fully conscious men, and we can conduct ourselves like men. We perceive ourselves like men. We treat the world as men. We operate our businesses and we can grow our families and change the world as men. We can't do it through the mind state of a teenager or as a boy. So I think a huge step is in forgiveness. And since that day, when I talk to my father, I talk to him as a man, and he talks to me as a man. And all it took was that one shift inside of me, and it changed the whole paradigm. I think this is normal. I think a lot of people go through this stuff. I wanted to get like really deep, but I'm gonna get back to work. Yeah, Daniel Shalav. I've been talking to Daniel on Snapchat. He's a young man who conducts himself like a full-blown man. That's awesome. I think that the sooner let's look at these gray hairs, man. I can't hide them. So, I mean, think about hundreds or even thousands of years ago in tribes and villages. When a boy turned 14 years old, the village men took him out in the village, into the woods, and they beat the living piss out of him. And then they brought him back into the village around the women, and around. He went a boy, and he came back a man at the age of 14. It's taking the wuss inside of us and cutting it out and killing it off so the man can prosper. I think once that thing is set in motion, a lot of other things that we want to have happen in our lives, or we're trying or hoping for, will just start to kind of fall in our laps. Your family will treat you different. Your friends will treat you different. Your customers and clients will treat you different. When you walk a property, when you walk a property and you give a customer a quote, you will be treated differently, and you will be treated with more respect on no other outside tangible reason, except for the inside intangible reason that you perceive yourself, and your identity is now upgraded as a full-blown, responsible, conscious man. Okay, that's the end of my video, dog. Happy Memorial Day. I hope you're not working on Memorial Day. Oh yeah, I haven't said this on this channel yet, but my Marketing ROI is a new brand that I've created, and I have a live workshop going on in my office in person, June 9th, Saturday, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. It's at my office in the conference room in Sterling Heights, Michigan, at All American Business Centers. If you would like to join, I can only fit 10 people, and the tickets are almost already sold out. It will not be live streamed, but it will be privately recorded, and we'll be teaching the most effective techniques to market your business online through social media, positive reviews, Google. Special guest Reno will be there. He's gotten over 500 positive reviews in his business. He'll be coming and speaking and talking about what he does in his business, and it's going to be I believe it'll be a transformational event. So, and I plan on doing more of these in the future, but this will be my first workshop called Marketing ROI Live. Yeah, dog. I'll put a link below if you want to check it out later. And I also have a private Facebook group called Marketing ROI. Later.